Hello students, I am Nilesh Shukla. I hope you all are fine at your home. Stay home, stay safe. Now let us study about our first chapter, that is computer network. So let us begin our first chapter, introduction. After watching this chapter, you will be able to describe network and internet, describe advantages and applications of networking. You will learn about different types of networks, explain network devices, describe network architecture and layouts, explain wireless technologies. So let us study about all these things in detail. A network of computers. A computer network is a group of two or more computers and other peripheral devices that are linked together for the purpose of exchanging data and sharing data or resources. In a network, devices are connected with each other through cables or telephone lines. In computer network, when we establish a computer network, we need some of the devices like computer, printer, etc. to make a computer network, and they are connected with each other with telephone lines, cables, etc. Each computer, printer or any other device capable of sending and receiving data in a network is called a node. A device which is connected, it can be a printer, it can be a computer, that is called a node. They can communicate with each other in the form of messages. They communicate with each other in the form of messages. Now, let us move ahead and study about advantages of networking. First one is data sharing. The easiest way to share the data across the world is through the use of the internet. Multiple users can easily share the information and resources at the same time over the network. We can share our data all over the world wherever it is needed through internet. Second is reliability. In a network, a computer fails occasionally due to technical fault. A network is reliable because it recovers quickly when the failure occurs. In a network, other computers can easily work in the absence of the failed one. If any one computer gets failed, the other will not get affected and the remaining will work on. Security. Network allows security by ensuring that the network users may only have access the files and applications. It is secure. Other persons cannot access on the file. Efficiency. A network is said to be efficient if any modification, upgradation and deletion of data or software is done at a single point only. A network is said to be efficient if any modification, updation or deletion is done, so it is efficient also. Less hardware cost. The hardware devices like printer, scanners, modems, etc. can be easily shared in a network from one computer to another. This reduces the cost of hardware equipments. Means if we are using 5 or 10 computers, we can use a single printer or a scanner. Electronic messaging. The most popular electronic messaging service on the internet is electronic mail, that is called email also. We can send and receive messages to one another in any part of the world by using email. Emails you may be familiar, through that also we can send our messages. Electronic data interchange. EDI is a method of transferring data over the internet. It helps in business. Teleconferencing. Teleconferencing allows the people to exchange and share their ideas with each other without being present at the same place. If we are not present at the same place also, then also we can do the teleconferencing. Teleconferencing are of two types. What are they? One is video conferencing, other one is a voice conferencing. In video conferencing, where users can see as well as talk to one another. Voice conferencing, users can only communicate simultaneously over the phone. You know about these things. It is very common now. Video conferencing, that is like a video call, etc., and voice conferencing, in which we can only hear what we cannot see. Marketing and sales. Computer networks are used extensively both in marketing and sales organizations. Professionals use them to exchange and analyze the data relating to customer needs. In the marketing field also, it is very useful. Marketing and sales, for the purpose of marketing and sales, networking is very useful and efficient. It on that the organizations works and they get the feedback also, and they analyze things. That all can be done. Now we should study about various types of networks under various criteria. How many type of networks are used in computer system? First one is PAN. This stands for Personal Area Network. In a PAN, the device, which can be computer, mobile phones, printer, hub, etc., are kept within a radius of few meters from each other. The device involved in PAN can be connected to each other by cables or by wireless media, as in Bluetooth. Some actions can have with PAN is sharing songs from a mobile to another by Bluetooth. We may also transfer songs from a laptop to a mobile. Personal area network means which can be used only in few meter distance and used for personal things only. For that we can connect our mobile phone, our laptop, our computer, our printer with cables also or without cables also. That is called a wireless media. So this is called a PAN network. Next is LAN. This stands for Local Area Network. This type of network spans about a kilometer. This is usually installed in a company, building, school or campus. LAN consists of a central server that is connected to several other computing devices. Sometimes each computer lab in a school has separate LANs. So in a LAN, that is called a local area network, it is used for only a few kilometer distance. It can be a building, it can be a school, it can be a complete campus. For this we use a LAN. In this there is a central hub is there, that is called hub, as given in the pictures you can see, and through that hub all other devices are connected with each other. Now next is MAN. This stands for Metropolitan Area Network. This type of network spans about a few kilometers. This type of network is installed in different branches of an office in the same city. Suppose in the same city, any organization, any office, any company is having its branches. Many branches are there in the same city. They use the MAN network. Next is WAN. This stands for Wide Area Network. The WAN may span thousands of kilometers and can encompass the entire world. The internet is considered to be a network of computers in the world and called as WAN. Evidently, WAN can span countries and even continents. Means WAN network covers a very big area. It can be few kilometers or it can cover a whole world also. Today we are using the internet, that is a example of WAN. In this we can cover the distance of a whole world. Even we can connect with the countries, we can connect with the entire world also, and we can connect with the continents also. That is called WAN. Next is network architecture. What is network architecture? Network architecture describes how a computer network is configured and what strategies are being used. There are mainly Two types of network architectures as listed here. In a network architecture system, two types of network architectures are used. Let us study about those in detail. The first one is client-server network. In a client-server network architecture, several computers are connected to a main computer called server. You can see in the picture, all the computers are connected to a central server. Clients are the computers which send requests like data retrieval and any query from the server. Server provides the services to the clients, control software and hardware access. All the control is under server. Server will receive the request, it will work on it and it will forward wherever it is needed. So in the client server network, all the computers are connected to the central server and it is a backbone. We can say it is a backbone of the server. Second one is peer-to-peer network. In peer-to-peer network architecture, there is no central server. You can see in the picture in this system, in this network, there is no central server. All the computers called peers having equal capabilities are connected together to use the resources available on the network. Peer-to-peer networking is common in small local areas, networks, LANs, particularly home network, office, etc. As shown in the picture, you can see in peer-to-peer network, all the computers are connected to each other and they can share directly their information, their resources, their data without using any central server. Now, our next topic is network devices. What all the devices are needed to make a network? First one is hubs. A hub is a central controller device which provides the connections for all the computers on a network. In this network, all computers can communicate directly with each other. The hub redirects the data to all computers connected to it. For a given data, the intended destination device accepts the data and other devices in a network rejects the data. Every computer needs to communicate through the hub. Hubs are mostly used in earlier times. It is used in earlier times, but nowadays there is no use of hub. Now the network system has changed, so we are using other network systems in which hub is not required. Next device is switches. A switch is a device that logically connects multiple computers together within a LAN. It is used to create temporary connections between two or more devices attached to the switch. A switch is called an intelligent hub. Switch is a box with a set of RJ45 ports. RJ45 is a registered jacks. This is an 8-wire connector used to connect hub or switches to the nodes in a network. So switch is a kind of there is also a device. In this there are ports are there, RJ45, the name of the port is RJ45 ports, and in this ports we connect the other devices. Whatever we need to connect, we can connect all the devices through these ports. The next device is repeaters. A repeater is an electronic device which provides the connection between two segments of a LAN. A repeater enables signals to travel long distance over a network. A repeater regenerates the received signals and then retransmits the regenerated signals over the segments. So repeater is a kind of a device only which receives the signals, regenerates the signals and retransmit the signals. It is used for long distance. Routers. A router is attached to one or more networks to forward packets from one network to another. Router is also used in network system. When we are using type of system, suppose a LAN and a MAN, so we need a router. In this, it forwards the packets from one network to the other. Next device is bridge. A bridge is a networking device responsible for filtering the data. It checks the destination address of a packet and decides whether it should be forwarded or dropped. It connects two lanes. So when we are using two lanes, there is a device which is called a bridge. Bridge used to filter the data and it decides whether the data should be forwarded or it should be dropped. Now let us study about network layouts. What are network layouts? Let us study in detail. The arrangement of connected nodes in a communication network is called network layout. It is also referred to as the topology of a network. It is the geometric representation of the relationship of all the nodes to one another. There are mainly four types of topologies. They are bus topology. In bus topology, all the nodes are connected to a single cable called bus. This central cable acts as the backbone of the network. Every node communicates with other devices through this bus. However, if the backbone cable fails, the entire network goes down. In this, the source node places the data in a bus and the messages is received by the intended receiver. See, in bus topology, there is a backbone, a cable is there named as terminator that plays a very important role. Next topology is star topology. You can see the shape also, it looks like a star. In star topology, each node is connected to a central located device called hub. In this topology, all the data is transmitted through hub to the destination node. Hub manages and controls the entire network. If one node gets failed, then it does not affect the entire network. In this topology, new nodes can easily be added without affecting the rest of the network. If hub fails, the whole network goes down. In this topology, it is a star topology. In this, all the computers are connected to a central hub, and if one computer fails, then the other doesn't get affected. Next is ring topology. It is shaped as a ring. In a ring topology, each node is connected with the adjacent nodes. In these nodes are connected in a circular chain using a single cable. The data flows in the chain in only one direction. In this, data passes through all the nodes until it reaches its destination. This makes the network slow. If a single node or a cable breaks down, the entire network breaks down. So in this ring topology, it passes in one direction only. The network or the data which we want to send, it will go in a one direction. It reaches to the destination. But if any cable or system fails, then the whole network goes down. Mesh topology. In this topology, you can see the picture. All the computers are connected to each other directly. In mesh topology, each node is connected to every other node to provide an alternate path or transferring data. This topology provides redundant interconnections between nodes. If one node can no longer work, then all the other nodes in a network can still communicate with each other directly through one or more intermediate nodes. It is very expensive and commonly used in wireless technologies. This type of topology is very expensive, very costly, and it is commonly used in wireless networks. Wireless networks, we can communicate many devices, many computers to each other. Wireless technologies. What is wireless technology? Let us study Bluetooth. Bluetooth is a wireless technology standard used to exchange data over short distance, typically used up to 10 meters. It was developed by Ericsson in 1994. It is very secure and can connect up to 8 devices at the same time. It connects the devices like mobile phones, laptops, printer, digital camera, etc. using wireless connection. In Bluetooth, no wire is needed. Without wire, you can connect and we can share the things using Bluetooth, as well as you can connect a mobile phone, laptop, printers, digital cameras, etc. with the Bluetooth. Next is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. It allows an electronic device to exchange data or connect to the internet. It is a high-speed wireless technology that connects Wi-Fi equipped devices like computers, laptops, mobile phones, tablets, video games, etc. with the help of radio waves to each other. Nowadays, we can use the Wi-Fi services in public places like airports, hotels, offices, shopping malls, etc. In Wi-Fi, no wires are used and the devices are connected through radio waves. It gets the signal, devices receive the signals, and we can use the network internet on it. Thank you, students. That's all. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be in touch. Thank you.